If you have things you want to include on the agenda, you can say so. If you want things you don't want us to discuss today at all, in other words, you want us to delete, you can say that now. After that, then we will adopt this agenda, which means it becomes binding, and that's what we will go with. Thank you very much.
Now, I know that 90% of you here have no awareness of how our constitution looks like. So it is like talking to the sand to answer you. We have a constitution that has some loopholes which led to the problems we have had for people traveling in and out, and I will elaborate it and we work on it. The first problem is, when we started this SLPP, we decided to come together as Sierra Leoneans out here who love our party back home to put hands together and support it back home. We had no intention of doing any active politics here. The grounds for active politics is back home. But times are changing. Dynamism is taking place. We are seeing how people abroad are going home and becoming presidents, like President Kabah, etc. And as a result, nobody can underestimate politics. There is no small little girl. When they grow, they are women. So there's no small politics. When we start here, we become politic liars. So, in that big, we have decided to look at certain things, and I accept so I can highlight you. For instance, we did not declare in our constitution when people join, whether they are allowed to vote. And people have been saying, somebody cannot just join today and become a member of the executive, but it is absent in our constitution. So if we want to amend it, we can say it here now, that as from today, you people are an exception, but as from today, I'm just giving you sense, we can say no new member can become an executive member until he or she has served at least 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, whatever we have report. So you can take note of that. 2, it was absent as to what are the conditions that lead us to vote. We always agreed, like friends. We came together as friends. We were working as friends. We had no politics. When we came together as a family, SLP family. There was no battle. But as I say, the batons are changing hands. So, we could not have a set rule as to who is allowed to vote. So when we came to Frankfurt last, we had a big problem. But when we came to hang heads together, let me be cool. Be cool. Let me just share. Where is this constitution? I must get it. It is so relevant that this the German law. Yeah. So, when we came together, the elders and the executive, we had a dilemma. How are we going to go forward? And it has taken us from November to August. So we decided to consult the law. And the law says, this law I'm holding in my hands is Leitfaden zum Vereinsrecht. That is the groundwork of union working in Germany. It is what we call the German Code of Conduct. They call it in German BGB, BGB. We went to the lawyer and he said, in the absence of where you have set a rule to permit people to vote, you must apply what the government set. Because if somebody takes you to court and it does not tally with what is in the government law, you are in trouble. And the government law says, among all others, a member must be a paid-up member for at least 3 consecutive months before he or she can partake in elections. That is absent in our constitution. We can endorse that today as part of our constitution. And because of this, we decided to put it as a condition so that if anybody brings up an argument, we can say we are working according to the BGB, not according to our constitution, because our constitution is absent on it. And that is why you people have been given the right to vote after having paid your 20 euros registration and 3 months backward, 555 euros, 50 euros, making 35 euros. So that we made that clear. Everybody go home and know why made I so pay 35 euros for vote? Now because the government say anybody who join union for vote, you for pay for 3 months and you for be a member. We gave you the constitution because we know you are interested and you have been along. Third, there are a lot of other little things like committee formations which we had planned. It was the idea of the chairman when he knew initially from Mr. Community that there's a big hub of people from Sierra Leone who are interested in the SLPP to come in. So we decided to add some committees like ladies committee or women committee, youth committee, elders committee. That is also an area we can change. I've made mention of 3 areas. 4, our constitution says we have places for only 6 members in the executive. Now, this was because our number was very small. We can no longer work with 6 members in the executive. When we have a whole lot of people here, we're expecting more to come. So as a result, the executive decided, that was also our president's work. I must praise him for that. I didn't put it down, I saw it right. But there is a Mr. Tijan who also made a suggestion the last time about 1 post. So we decided to increase the positions from 6 to 13. And I can read it for you because not everybody can get this list. We decided to have a chairman, a vice chairman.
13 under election. 13.
No, because we have to change the constitution. We're talking about constitution. Yes. So we have to change it before we get there.
Let's adopt the bill.
Yeah. So when we get there, you have to know that these are the new situations we have to change in our constitution. I'm going to give you a highlight so that when we get there, we go very fast. We don't deliberate on that. Those are 4 areas we have to change. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bunduka. So please, now back to the agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, if anybody has an idea of changing the agenda, adding 1 or 2 things or subtracting, please come forward and say so. Yes, Mr. Joseph.
Good afternoon, brother and sister there. I believe where SLPP meets, love will be there. I believe that God is here amongst us today because those who fought for this party to exist, they had reasons for fighting for that cause.
You have to be to the point. That's the agenda. Your suggestions, and you have only 1 full minute. You have to keep time. Everybody.
So as a member of SLPP, I have a suggestion for all of us here. I have not marked anybody yet as a viable candidate. But after the creation of man, there was a culture. And this culture is what holds us together until this day. I want us to continually respect this culture as we go further in life. If we are able to identify whoever has interest in being our flag bearer for this SLPP here, I want a meeting with all those interested candidates, plus some of our sisters, our mothers, and some of our elders, so that we can discuss issues together. All of them will have to support 1 candidate. That at the end of the day, we will go here with love and we continue to forge ahead. So that's what I have for you people here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yusuf. I think Secretary General, that will fall under election modality.